6.
I'm afraid that this segment is going to get tested before we want it to.
Still, residents in Lower Jefferson Parish are breathing a sigh of relief tonight thanks to a new levee system as they and others keep a very close eye on the tropics. Good evening. I'm Karen Swenson.
And I'm Cherise Gibson. Now, there is a lot to cover tonight when it comes to the tropics.
Several parishes are already declaring states of emergency as two storms approach the Gulf of Mexico, including Jefferson and Orleans.
Now, the systems have been very difficult to track, with each update bringing a new set of changes. Your local weather expert, Chief Meteorologist Chris Franklin, standing by right now, clearing up what's happening right now, Chris.
I hope I can clear something up. We've been looking at kind of the overall steering pattern of these systems, and it looks like a blocking high up to the north of Laura is going to maybe build a little bit more westward as we get into early next week, which is why I think we've started to see a little bit more of a westward trend from our computer models. But something that is not going to be well forecasted by the computer models is how these storms interact with each other as they are in the Gulf at the same time. What we will not see is one storm become a monster storm. That's not how that works. Usually you have one that becomes a little more dominant and weakens the other. Which one becomes dominant, which one weakens is still very much up in the air. Right now, they're both relatively weak. We see some of the, on the visible satellite, you really could see a closed circulation right underneath our logo here. But as we widen out the satellite and colorize it, most of the storms are being drawn away from the center of TD14 because of this upper trough. Now, there are some thunderstorms developing near the center, so it is trying to get better organized. We're likely to see this strengthen to a tropical storm as we head into the weekend. And if it misses the Yucatan altogether, it will further strengthen once in the southern Gulf. Now, right now, as I mentioned, we've started to see more of a westward trend of the computer models, and that has been reflected in the forecast from the National Hurricane Center, taking the storm center maybe near from the Louisiana-Texas line all the way down to perhaps Corpus Christi. And there are some models that put it even farther south than that. Tropical Storm Laura may be more of an impact to us than we first thought. At the moment, though, not looking well organized. It's within range of radar, and we are not seeing that rain wrap around the center of the storm. As a matter of fact, thunderstorm development has been all over with the exception of near the center. If the forecast does take it over the islands, we will not see rapid intensification of this storm. Once it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, we could see it intensify to a hurricane. But as I mentioned, we saw that shift westward. It may see it shift west again for the 10 o'clock advisory. We'll have more detailed look on both of the storms in just a moment.